What are the odds on the Suns still possibly signing Chris Paul? Obviously, Steven, the signing for him hasn't happened yet. It's been between the Clippers and the Suns. The Suns, if they put Kobe Brea on a two-way spot, they still have a roster spot available. Obviously, we're not reporting here. What would you say in your mind the odds that Chris Paul is a Phoenix Sun again?
Well, he's only considering two teams at the moment, right?
Sure. But would you give it a 50-50 split? Would you?
I was going to say 50%.
Dude, sometimes, man.
No,
I'm so reasonable.
I would give the
50-50 split.
I would give the Clippers an edge over the Suns because Chris's family is still in Los Angeles. He's been away from them in multiple respects for since he left the Clippers, to be honest. Going to Oklahoma City, going to Houston, coming here. That's a lot of time away from the fam. And it sounded like with every opportunity, he's wanted to be as close to them as possible, as long as the situation made sense. But then we also get the news that it sounds like he still wants to start. So that's where maybe 60-40 turns into 55-45 now. And I think it still might be leaning towards the Clippers just because of proximity more than anything. But as far as role, I think the Suns have more of one to offer him than the Clippers do.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's probably 55-45 Clippers right now. And this is not based on source information whatsoever. I do think if Chris had his pick, it would be Phoenix. But I don't know that the Suns want to bring him back. I think, based on what we've heard, it sounds like they're very high on Colin Gillespie, which to me, like, I love Colin Gillespie. I want to see him play next year. I don't think having Colin Gillespie should prevent you from signing Chris Paul if you think he can help. That's the question, is whether they think that he can help.
I love Colin Gillespie. It's great. Chris Paul is such a different point guard than Colin Gillespie, and I think that since he is the only point guard on your roster, it's somewhat insane to say, hey, we're good. It's like the Colin Cowherd meme. No, LeBron, we're good.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was a good Cowherd impression.
Yeah,
I think that if it's the Suns saying no, I don't get it. I personally don't get it. I think it's, if Chris Paul wants to come here and you have the open roster spot, and I think you do, I'm fine with putting Brea on a two-way. I'd like to see him run in the bigs at some point. But I think for him to develop and for him to work on some of his weaknesses, the G League is perfect for him. And I think he would light it up there. The only team that's kind of been rumored for Chris Paul to start is the Milwaukee Bucks. Yeah. Because they need a point. Like Kevin Porter Jr., gross, is their starting point guard right now. Gross in more ways than one. Yeah. Shouldn't have a contract, let alone be starting in this league. So for me, like Aiden says in the chat, it's Chris Paul. I think Chris Paul, for all the reasons that we talked about on all of our free agent shows, would be a home run signing. If it was up to me and he wanted to be here, he'd be here. But there are a lot more factors than that.
Yeah.
I agree 1,000%. Having Colin Gillespie shouldn't stop you from adding Chris Paul.
What a sentence, though. I mean, listen. I mean, if anything, that's a big like testament of faith in Colin Gillespie. If that is the reason, and you're going to him and you're saying, hey, man, like we passed up on bringing in Chris Paul for you, right? Last year we brought in Monte Morris and Tyus Jones. This year we are clearing the way. You are the point guard on this team. You will be the starter if one of our backcourt in Jalen Green and Devin Booker gets injured. And hell, depending on how Jalen Green plays, you might just be starting anyway.
Yeah. And I know for a fact Colin Gillespie has respect and admiration for Chris Paul and what he could do as a potential mentor here. So
exactly. They're both short, but they can play together. I think those two would be fun.
They're fine now.
They're good.
Yeah, Harden and CP3. I think the Clippers are also a scary spot for him. I think him and Zoo and him and Lopez and pick and rolls and pick and pops over and over again would be pretty nasty.
Lopez behind him.
Yeah.
On defense.
We all silly like the mayor.